What's going on, man? I'm Skiz, and I'm bringing to you today a VOD review of C9 versus CLG in the semifinals, game one. It's a four-game series, and I intend to go over all four games in depth, but I wanted to do it, step by step. And this was probably the most interesting game out of all of them to me, but I wanted to start with C9 versus CLG because at some point I intend to do the C9 CLG series, the C9 TL series, CLG Clutch series, and the Clutch TSM series. I'll get to each one of them, but I wanted to record it because I felt like you kind of had some people that I seen, like, especially when I was on Twitter, it seemed like some people didn't really maybe were kind of a little baffled. And just thinking like maybe CLG, expecting CLG to do a little bit better, or we're a little confused as to maybe how certain things, why certain things transpired the way they did. And I was like, hell, maybe I can shed some light on it. But yeah, like I said, I'm basically just doing a little VOD review or whatever. I'm not trying to go too in depth with everything. Maybe I'll do that, at some point or another. But right now I'm a little tired of, had a long night, just getting up. As a matter of fact, I'm about to ready to eat my breakfast bar in a second. But yeah. In any case, we can go ahead and get right into the VOD review. Oh, and something not, jeez, man. Look, I recorded this video already, and it was like an hour long, like hour 3 minutes long, and the entire fucking time I didn't even realize that my mic was on mute. So this is my second time recording this shit. And I'm like checking everything to make sure it's like, oh, my mic muted. Like, nah, my mic's not muted. So I don't even really know if my voice is like transferring over properly right now or not. But oh my God, if it does not, I'm not doing this again. But in any case, I'm going to do it. We're just going to have to find out once it's all done. So now we can go ahead and get on with the video. And yeah, I like to mute my videos because obviously I don't want to hear what any of them got to say. I'm not saying they're not smart, but I'm not trying to talk over them. And I don't like to speed my video up. I like to kind of like view everything in real time because I'm not fucking Speedy Gonzalez or some crazy shit. I can't do that shit that everybody else does. They speed view through videos and they're able to comprehend everything. That's not me. So first I want to start off with the bans, right? Maybe explain the bans a little bit because some people may have looked at this. Some people, not all. I know some of y'all are like, I knew exactly what they would. I'm not talking about y'all, motherfucker. Like, some people probably looking at this like, why is C9 banning Corky and Azir? Why are they not trying to take Corky and Azir? Well, that's, first of all, that's not, those are not Cloud9 picks. They don't like really pick champions like that. No matter how strong both of these champions are, Cloud9 likes it, and this is why they're basically my favorite team. They like to play to their strengths. I think a lot of this probably got to do with them having Reaper as a coach here. And they did my boy a little dishonest here. At first they had, speaking about Rain over here, they did him a little dishonest because I didn't even notice that this was Rain over up here at first. Because, well, first of all, they had Rapid Star up here. And I'm not sure how much Rapid Star has contributed to Cloud9's success in the past, but I definitely think that Rain over is an upgrade. That doesn't make very much sense, huh? If I don't know as to whether I don't know. I'm not gonna get into all that. I think that Rainova's a good pickup because I know he's smart. You got both of these guys. They both speak Korean, so they're able to communicate a little more fluently with each other. Rainova definitely speaks better English than Reaper, so he's probably able to kind of translate a little bit better to the team. And they were both players at one point. They were both great players at one point. Reaper played on SKT. Rainover played on, I don't know, a couple different teams. But he was at his peak when he was over in Fnatic with Huni. So, these are amazing players at one point or another in their career. And now they're both coaches. And I feel like that's the best spot for Rainover to be. It's obviously a great spot for Reaper to be. It's great for Cloud9, right? I think some of that stuff, you see some of that stuff in there. Some of the, I don't know, the intellect from both these players. Some of this amazing collaboration kind of transfers over to how C9 drafts and obviously how C9 plays. But yeah, great band here because these are both champions that the CLG loves to pick up and play. This kind of works perfect for CLG's game plan, right? So I mean, it makes sense. CLG bans the Akali here and the Yumi. The Akali obviously because Cloud9 likes to flex the Akali between Licorice and Niski. They have similar champion pools, but not entirely the same. And Akali is just an extremely strong pick to take first round rotation because she doesn't really have any bad matchups aside from like those one off odd ass fucking matchups against like a champion like Rumble. But for the most part, Akali just and she fits Cloud9's play style perfectly, like fucking perfectly. Yumi the same. I think Yumi's just a standard red side ban, but I feel like Cloud9 also would like to pick up Yumi because they like to play a really they like to draft a really safe bot lane because of how top they like to draft really top heavy, strong, hard hitters, and they like to draft really safe bot lanes. And Yumi would play perfectly into that because hey, it's probably like the safest support you could pick. So good ban so far. I didn't really understand the Camille ban necessarily. I guess it's not a bad ban. Ruin definitely plays Camille. He's definitely very good at Camille. And yeah, I guess Camille's a good ban. I guess that's a good ban now. If I'm not mistaken, CLG bans out a mid laner here, maybe? I could be wrong about that. Oh, no, they ban out Rakan. Okay. They ban out Rakan from Zeyzal. It's a strong pick for Zeyzal. He loves the champion. It fills multiple roles. And it's extremely mobile. It's just something that you don't want to play against just because of, I don't know, how impactful I think that champion is. And then also, you get like Zyra Rakan on Cloud9. That is kind of perfect. It can be safe, it can pressure, and it's very good into a fight. It's very good when paired together when fighting, right? Just from like the additional bonuses you can get and just how well they pair together, right? You also have Aatrox being picked up by Cloud9 here. First round rotation. They love to do this shit. They do this shit every fucking chance they get. They pick Aatrox here, first round rotation. And it's not necessarily to flex it between him and Niski. You pretty much know where the Aatrox is going, but because they pick it because Aatrox really doesn't have any bad matchups. He scales. He has a 2-item spike where he becomes a fucking monster. He's good at split pushing, but he's also he's a major threat in a team fight setting. So it's a very, very, very good first round pick, first pick, and it's very staple pick for Cloud9 for how they like to play the game. They like to play the game very top pressure heavy. So makes sense so far. Let's see what CLG counters with. I'm pretty sure if I remember they pick Karma here. I think they pick Karma and Tom Kench, if I remember correctly. I mean, like I said, I just did a VOD review on this, and it was all like muted for me. So yeah, I think it was Karma and Tom Kench that they end up picking up here. And I guess I get the Karma pick. You take the Tom Kench and it kind of gives away your draft slightly because it's like the Karma's either going top or it's going mid. So so it doesn't really give away the draft necessarily, but at the same time it kind of does a little early. Yeah, so it was Tom Kench. But again, still good draft so far. Karma's a good champion in the Aatrox because it's really difficult for him to land things on her because of the way her kit's set up. And it's really difficult for him to outright kill her because of how her kit is. And it's also really difficult for him to pressure her because she's a pretty good champion when it comes to wave management. So just a good champion in general to pick here. Into the Aatrox, into whatever Cloud9 happens to want to go for. I guess Cloud9 suspects the Sona Tom Kench potentially coming out here, so they hover it, saying like, hey, it's there. But I don't think they're not afraid of it because, again, Cloud9, they're not really the type of team that's like, oh, we're gonna take picks away from you, we're gonna counter pick the hell out of you. It's like, no, we're gonna play our game plan that we practice for, and it's just gonna be that. And we're gonna play it so well that you're not gonna have an answer for it. And the best time to pull this shit out is in the first game of the series. So they take the Ezreal. Again, now you can say that they're taking the Ezreal away from CLG over here because CLG likes to play Ezreal, especially with the Tahm Kench here. It's a very safe bot lane. But CLG really turns on in their mid to late game, right? When mid game comes, CLG, that's when they're strongest, right? As long as they're not behind. And Ezreal is the champion, has about a 2-3 Adam power spike. And also you pair that alongside Tahm Kench, who can pretty much enter a fight whenever he wants to. They did nerf his R a little bit, I think, but he's still a strong pick for that one thing in particular. So you just, if they would have gotten that Ezreal over here, you just would have seen an extremely safe the first 3 picks. All good at team fighting. All good at some point having very strong objective control, I think. At least depending on how you build the Ezreal, but still, yeah. I think that this is a good pick from them because, again, like I said, Cloud9 likes to play, or at least from my experience, from what I've seen, Cloud9 likes to draft very safe bot lane picks. So the draft is pretty much going how they would like it to, I think, so far. And you look over at CLG, their draft seems to be going how they would like it to. I'm about to start eating my breakfast bar, by the way. Get my CLG takes a Varus. Strong pick. I think in this lane, it's going to give CLG a little more priority just because of the Varus. And then you run into a real issue because Tahm Kench, Varus can almost play as aggressively as he wants to. He's got the Tahm Kench to kind of bail him out of certain situations. So, yeah, I know, motherfucker. I probably shouldn't be eating a fucking breakfast bar right now, but I'm hungry. And I'm going to eat it. I'm going to do what I want. Okay. So the bans that are coming out here from CLG, I think they ban Aurelion, Yasuo, 2 mid picks. If you know anything about C9, they like to play, like I said, they like to play real top heavy. They like to camp the shit out of mid and gain a lot of pressure through camping mid. That's it. That's how they like to play. Camp the shit out of mid, gain access to the enemy jungle, take priority, or use priority to their advantage, and outmaneuver the enemy jungler in an attempt to continue to place pressure on mid. And that pressure on mid, which is the central focal point of the map, it allows them a lot of access to it in a sense, in a way, that's objective control in itself. Because if you pressure at the right time, that may guarantee you an objective pretty much every single time. And you'll see, you'll see it, man. You'll see how like Cloud9 plays beautifully, man. I think that just has to do with these 2 guys here. Mostly this guy, obviously, because he's kind of new coming in here, but you can maybe see a little bit of his finesse sprinkled on his, because he has his genius pathing. You'll see how Svenskeren paths, and not saying he hasn't done it in the past, or he hasn't had brilliant pathing in the past, but at the timing, the pacing, you'll see how beautiful it is. And I think that Reign Over Meta had a lot to do with that. Maybe worked really closely with Svenskeren to help him kind of maybe shore up some of his weaknesses, possibly. That would be a fucking horrible pick. They picked that shit. I know they don't, but still. I don't want to fucking troll him, man. Like, just pick what you gonna play, bro. We know you're gonna play with fucking Sejuani. They pick that shit every time it's up. Like, I don't understand that shit. I get it. I guess he's comfortable and it works with the comp. But god damn, like, every time it's up, bro, that's just predictable. A team can see it. They're like, oh, we leave Sejuani up, they're gonna pick that shit for Wiggly. Let's draft around that. Let's draft to like, I don't know. I don't like that. And that's me personally, but hey, I'm not CLG. I'm not on the team. Let me just keep my fucking mouth shut, right? I know that's what a lot of y'all probably gonna say. Like, ah, just keep your fucking mouth shut. You're not a pro player. Like, man, shut up. That's just bad. Or the fact that it's predictable. It's so predictable. Is bad. Let me just say that. Gragas. Now, there's predictability in this, but the difference is you don't have an answer to this shit. You ain't got no answer to this. Like, you can say, like, if you leave Gragas up, Cloud9's probably gonna pick that shit. What do you have an answer to it? Nah, we ain't got an answer to it. Well, then shut the fuck up. They pick up the Kiana. Yo, again, top heavy, pressure heavy, safe bot lane. That's gonna scale once the mid game comes. Once he gets about 2 or 3 items. Safe support. Great at mitigating damage. Especially from something like a Varus here. It's perfect. It was perfect. And they picked right into it. And now, again, you have CLG on their side. They're drafting for very strong team fight and objective control. That's something they like to do. This is something that, because if they would have picked anything to like counter this Aatrox maybe, like in a direct, like, oh, let's try and counter that champion and maybe gain a lead so we can maybe split. CLG is not known for being a great split push team or focused on split pushing, right? You know, where you may have a team like Clutch. Clutch is known for having Huni in the split, right? Or having a 1-3, having Demonte on one side, Huni on the other side. I feel like the meta currently rewards that behavior more than anything else. But I feel like CLG has their own strengths, right? They're very good at team fighting. They're very good at objective control. They're very good at setting up around Baron. They're very good at setting up around Dragons. They're very good at forcing you to make mistakes by forcing you into very bad settings, right? That's kind of their niche. That's kind of the thing. If I remember correctly, they take Gangplank here. So you have a situation where you have Cloud9 is looking to gain an advantage early. CLG is looking to kind of stave them off until their mid-game point hits to where they can kind of turn up and ramp up. And they'll be at a point to where they make it a little more difficult for Cloud9 to contest much, right? Maybe Kiana falls off at that point. Not that she necessarily falls off, but maybe they're at a point to where that she's not a threat, right? Even if she's strong, she's not as much of a threat. So let's go ahead and get into the game. I mean, you know, like I said, like I just kind of mentioned, you already know what these teams are looking to do. So first things first, the first thing you look on the map and you notice where wards are. Right? So you see a ward right here, which I'm not entirely sure where they place a ward right here. I mean, maybe you just throw it up in there somewhere. But you see CLG has some deep vision here, which is really good. It's good that they got some deep vision on the red side, because even if you don't see him start down here, you know where he's at, right? It's gonna matter a lot because, again, Cloud9's primary objective is to gain advantages early. That's what they're looking to do. So CLG's job, and I want to try to not rag on Wiggly too much because, you know, before I recorded this video, it's all I was doing because I just seen so many mistakes that he was making. But I started to realize that maybe it was just team mistakes that was being made. Maybe this had more to do with poor preparation, and maybe this had something to do with nerves too. That's also possible. Just bad decision making all around. So they know where he is. They know where he's starting at. My bad. Let me quit stopping. So he's gonna do the standard thing that you do with Gragas. You're gonna clear your entire bottom side if you're on blue side, right? You're gonna clear your entire bottom side, and you see Wiggly going from blue to wolves. Cool. You know where he is right now. So Wiggly, you know where he is right now. You know he's at his Krugs. Awesome. So even though he may be slightly ahead in experience by the end of this, you are ahead in pacing. Because he's going to go, and you're going to see him. You're going to see him go from his Krugs, all right, up to his Wraiths. You're already up on the top side of the map. So he's not even over here. He hasn't even made it over to get his blue buff yet because he's gonna clear this here camp first. All right, so you stop to get the wraiths. Cool. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Place your little vision right here. All right, he's headed over to his blue buff. Wiggly's already at his red buff. Wiggly's ahead and pacing right now. Good. Amazing. At his red buff. Just now hitting his blue buff. Pause. And I watched it so many times at this point, and it's just, every single time I watch it, just, I don't know. It kills me. Look at where the wave is right now, right? The wave is in a perfect spot for CLG, for Wiggly. Licorice is half HP. Ruin's basically full HP. With corrupting pots. Wiggly has no potions left. Why don't you just smite this red buff? Smite, you should. I don't get why he didn't just smite it and go gank Licorice right now. Again, you know where Svenskeren is. I'm pretty sure even if he came up, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. He wouldn't have been able to actually contest you on your gank because Licorice is too low, first of all. And I think even if Licorice flashes, I think he still dies. I think you just walk up to him if he flashes. I'm pretty sure you don't even need the Gangplank's help. I think you could just kill him yourself. Between red buff and your passive, I think he just dies. But no, you go for the Krugs. You miss your opportunity to gank him. Svenskaren's caught up at this point. Pacing over. Now, maybe you caught up with him in experience, but the pacing is over. Licorice is going to go back. You know it's going to happen. Because of where the lane's set up, you're going to be expecting Licorice to teleport back in. So you're going to wait for the gank. You know he's going to teleport back in. Lane's in too bad of a spot. So he's got to catch this experience or else he gets left behind. You don't know where Svenskeren is at right now. But you still need to go for this gank. Okay? Cool. You get nothing here. This was mistake number one. In my opinion. This was mistake number one. Not going for that gank when he clearly had the opportunity. If he would have smited the red buff, went up for the gank, I think that would have worked out far better than what the fuck he just attempted. Right? I don't even know what this was. Because the lane's already pushing back in Licorice's favor. Or, sorry, was already pushing back in his favor. So he wasn't going to go too aggressive. He wasn't going to play too far up. To put himself in, like, the most compromising position, right? And he didn't even have to flash. Like, that's how... I don't know. That's how unthreatening that gank was. So now... Svenskeren gets a clear, his top side, and then back. His bottom side should be spawning back up then. They know that you've cleared your entire top side, just from how long it took you to get over to this guy. And then also from where you ganked from. You ganked from back here, which means that I'm pretty sure that lets them know that you cleared your Krugs. And you came up. You came there with basically full HP when you did come before. So I'm pretty sure they know you're on the bottom side at this point, even without vision. And I think they just spotted you. Yeah, they just spotted you on the ward here, so they know that you're clearing this here scuttle crab. But I'm pretty sure. So CLG already knows where he's gonna be. He's going back to his Krugs. That he clearly cleared his bottom side. They have a ward sitting right there. He's not there yet though. It's up, but he's not there yet, which means that this is a good gank. Okay. The problem is. It wasn't coordinated very well. Look how far back they are. They're way back there. You come through. Nothing. He's here late, but it doesn't matter. You got nothing from them. Now you got your Gangplank. And I'm not saying he's necessarily in a compromising position here, right? But it's just being pressured really, really hard. And I feel like a lot of that could have been mitigated if he would have went for that gank early. Let me not rag him too much, okay? Let's just keep watching. So now everybody knows where everybody is. They can see Svenskeren here. They just ping. They know he's on the bottom side. Awesome. Where's he going to be headed next? They're pinging that shit now already. Or sorry, no. That's not true. That's Niski pinging that Power of Evil's probably maybe moving top. Letting Licorice know, hey, lighten up on the pressure a little bit. Okay. Licorice pushes the tower up and then backs off. Alright. He goes to go ward. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Alright. This is good so far. So CLG is expecting him to be at his rates by now. And Cloud9 is expecting Wiggly to at least be at his wolves, getting ready to rotate over to his rates by now. So everybody knows where everybody is, for the most part. Alright, Zazel goes up to place a ward here. They spot Svenskeren on the ward here. Svenskeren places pink here. So they know what Wiggly is. So Svenskeren takes this opportunity to go play some deep vision down here on his bottom side. Right? Because honestly, with this being up right now, with this Infernal Drake being up right now, and as important as it is, I don't see why Wiggly is continuing to go further top. Just take your race and come back down, bro. This is the next biggest objective. You don't know where Svenskeren is. They're pinging right now. Like, oh no, maybe they could. I'm on the top side. Maybe they could pressure the dragon here. But watch this beautiful setup. Matter of fact, let's go back and just watch how beautiful this is. I'm pretty sure as Svenskeren is walking in here, he's expecting Wiggly to be down here. He's like, oh, this guy's probably going to be down here because the Infernal Drake's up. Nah, that's not what you get, player. Wiggly's top. For whatever fucking reason. Doing whatever. He tries to use a scrying orb to see if Svenskeren's over on this side, but it doesn't go far enough. You don't know if he's at his wolves or if he's at his grump or not. You don't know if it's up or not because you haven't went in there to go see. Svenskeren wards here and searches around to see what camps have been cleared, and obviously also to check and see if Wiggly could possibly still be on this side of the map. He's not here. Amazing. Well, where's he at? He's top. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means that I'm going to gank bottom. If not to get a kill, at least to push them off the wave so that we can shove the wave up into their tower. Niski goes for a play onto Power of Evil. He goes for a play onto Power of Evil at an attempt to kill him. He knows his flash is up. Like, come on. At an attempt to kill him, he doesn't get the kill, but it doesn't matter. Power of Evil's low now, which means that, hey, he can't come over to contest this Infernal Drake. All this was set up beautifully by Cloud9, might I add. But they also see that they have a wave shoving into the tower. So, hey, if this guy stays, let's come kill him if we can. Meanwhile, we got Wiggly top doing amazing things. And again, I'm not trying to knock Wiggly too much here because I get it, bro. Like, that probably seemed like the best thing to do at the time. And your team's probably not communicating you where your pressure should probably be. And maybe this wasn't practice enough. And then you talk about nerves and you talk about this being their first major game, because I mean you could say against TSM it was a major game, but I disagree. They were playing against a handicapped TSM. You know, shout out to my boy Speaker, but just is what it is. So he's on top side right now. 2 wards here that mean absolutely nothing because I don't know if you noticed, but Svenskeren's not playing towards his top side. Licorice has been on the island by himself. You're never going to see Svenskeren up here. They get the ward out, the flash out on the Karma here because I'm pretty sure Power Viewer was expecting the E flash here. But I think what was really happening here is Svenskeren was going to go for the E. Not a flash E, or not an E flash, but it's going to go for the E. If he didn't land it, which I'm pretty sure he knew he was going to land it, he was going to slow him down with the Q. Nisqy was going to jump over the wall with his W, and they were going to try and go for the kill. They were going to get this flash out of him no matter what, and that was the plan. Look at how massive that massive ass wave that just hit the tower gave him so much time, and they pressure him off the wave so that he loses out on experience and gold here, right? Here we go. Wiggly's yanking top again. This guy still had flash this entire time. And not just that, but at this point, killing him does nothing for you. Because realistically, if you were down here and you already know that this guy doesn't have teleport, well, guess what? This probably becomes yours because this guy still has teleport. So you being up here is not a great idea. I mean, they're trying to teleport back in now. This shit's gone. He teleported back in, and he had to stay here. He had to catch that wave as much as he could because he missed out on a couple minions there, but that wave was so big. There was a lot of experience and a lot of gold that he could not miss out on. So we got Wiggly coming back up here to contest this scuttle here. I mean, to take this scuttle here. You got Licorice trying to buy more time. Just buying time. That's it. Being an asshole. And he knows, now they know where Wiggly is, right? He's up here at this scuttle, even though they don't technically have any vision up here at all. But they don't have any vision up here because it doesn't matter right now. They got what they wanted off the bottom side. Now, keep in mind, I want you to remember that Power of Evil on this Karma has no summoners anymore. But guess who still has their summoners? These guys. This is all done on purpose. And before you say like anything, just remember they would have gotten that flash in that situation, in that instance, out of him regardless. If they didn't get it out of him from Svenskeren's E, they would have gotten it from Svenskeren throwing his Q out to him and Nisqy jumping over the wall with W and potentially killing him. So this is all planned, and this is planned beautifully. It was worked out beautifully. I mean, and I'm pretty sure maybe Nisqy had the intention of killing Power of Evil a little bit earlier, and it didn't necessarily work out that way, but it doesn't really matter because it worked out for him, worked out for them in the end because it was all due to pre-planning, and now they know that these Krugs are back up, right? So that means that potentially you're going to have Svenskeren coming back down here to collect on those Krugs and those Wraiths pretty soon. So what does that say? It says, hey, bot side, maybe be a little more careful. Coming up pretty soon. Because we have vision right here on these Wraiths, but we don't have any vision on these Krugs. So he's probably going to be coming here soon. Well, because Wiggly was just top, Cloud9's going to be expecting Wiggly to be over here on his blue side again. So this is safe for him to be here, clearing vision. There's no way that Wiggly's here. And now we know where Wiggly's most likely to be. I don't think that they expect him to be here at his Wraiths. I think they expect him to be on his blue side here. Yeah, they just ping because I think they definitely expect Wiggly to be on his blue side here. But Svenskeren's going to clear these Wraiths here anyway. He skips the Krugs because it doesn't make sense to clear it right now. You want to have something to return to because, again, since they know that Wiggly's going to be over on his blue side, they're going to go and make an attempt on something. That's why you see Nisqy clear that wave so as quickly as he just did. Power V was probably going to ping, expecting Nisqy to roam here. And after he clears here, he's probably going to try and follow, which is what you get here. They place this ward here because, again, they know he's on his bottom side, on his blue side. They also have vision right here, outside of the range of a potential pink, but just enough in range to be able to see anything transpiring here. Beautifully placed ward, might I add. You got Niski coming back over because they know where these guys are. They overhit this blue buff right now. He's gonna clear this out. The wave just hit the tower. They just seen Wiggly go over to his Grump. This guy still has no flash. Both of our flashes are up. Perfect timing. Beautiful timing. You're dead. Where's Wiggly? Far behind. They don't seem to be properly tracking Svenskeren, which should be his primary job. His job here should be to track this guy. Because where's all of C9's early pressure going to come from? This guy. And they don't seem to ever know where he really is. They seem to suspect that, oh, maybe he's going to be down at his Krugs. Well, that was some smart pathing from Svenskeren, because instead of going down his Krugs, he went straight to his Wraiths. I'm pretty sure that they were expecting him to go from his Wraiths to his Krugs, because they had just seen that his Krugs were up not that long ago. They seen him come from the top side over to his Wraiths, right? Coming through this brush here. They seen him come from the upper half. So that means that most likely he has not cleared his Krugs yet. Okay? Maybe that's a far stretch. Maybe that's Far Cry. But I'm pretty sure they were expecting him to still be over within this area. But there's no vision down here. Why is there no vision down here? Because Wiggly's been on the top side of the map this entire time. And there's been no coordination between Power Vivo, Wiggly, and their bot lane towards clearing vision and also placing vision pretty much through this entire game. And I'm not sure, this might have been incident. This might have been an accident, or not an accident, but incidental. It just might have been, I mean, hey, we got lucky. But immediately after they kill Power Vivo, Herald is up. Where is Wiggly? Wiggly's still bottom, or still on his blue side. And Power Vivo is dead for another 20 seconds with no teleport. Which means, and not to mention, Licorice is also still continuing to pressure this gangplank here. Which means that this Herald is pretty much ours. It's uncontested. And despite the fact that CLG's bottom side has been pressuring Cloud9's bottom side this entire game, it doesn't really matter. Again, that's not our goal. Our goal isn't to ever really necessarily gank for them. Not to get them a lead or anything. Now what boggled my mind was, that they just ganked this guy, right? You know that there's a potential for them to go to Herald, because just like everybody else, you can see Herald spawning on the map. And you're low. Granted, sure, you're low. But why wouldn't you just go top here? Your Krugs just spawned. Why don't you just ride by them and smite them, just to get some HP here? This Herald is still being taken here. And so Cloud9 doesn't end up going for the gank just yet. They don't end up going for the gank just yet. But I still think, okay, I'll concede that. That was a good bag. Okay, fair enough. But now he's bottom side again. When's the next dragon? 1 minute and 20 seconds. Ruin has yet to back. CLG still pressuring really hard. Maybe this was the right play. Maybe this was the right play for them, but Ruin should have backed out. The call should have been to back out, because this was definitely the obvious play, right? Had to be. Where else would we put where else would they place the Herald at that they just took? Where else would they come to gank? Gotta be top. This was good. This was good from C9, but this is also good from CLG. I gotta give them the props. This is good from CLG because the counterplay here, if you want to call it. They matched Cloud9. They didn't get any kills or anything, but Cloud9 kind of just gave up the bottom turret and said, hey, we're just going to go mid and soak this experience here and get this gold here while you guys just take the bottom turret, you know, get the plates, etc., whatever. So this is just a fine trade for CLG and C9. CLG probably got the best that they were going to get out of this, and didn't make it any better that Ruin died here, and gave another kill over to Niski, which is the champion that you want that on. Okay, CLG also gets first turret, which is really good for them. That additional gold, or that bonus in gold. So C9 is not that far ahead in gold, but it's not so much about the gold deficit. It's about how the gold has been distributed throughout the players. A lot of this gold has went on to the Kiana and the Gragas, which are really big. Those are really big things to note. So you have Dragon coming back up soon, and then you just, man, look at this, like, common theme, like the ward placement down here by Cloud9 is just outstanding, man. They have wards all over the place. They have pinks in their jungle. They have pink in the river. They have a ward up here in this front area. I'm pretty sure they're going to start pushing their vision further up into CLG's jungle. And you have some vision down here. And this is all from CLG's bot lane. That's it. Those two pink wards and that one ward right up by the tower. These are all wards, and you can't see the pink right here, but yeah, these are all wards from the team of Cloud9 on this bottom side, not just one or two members. Okay, so CLG's pretty much 5-man mid now. And Ruin's coming down. He has no teleport, so he's coming down right now. He pushed up the tower because the dragon's up. So they're looking to. So CLG's looking to do what they've always done in the past. The only difference now is they're not really in the best position to be doing this, in my honest opinion, because you still have the teleport up on Licorice here, which is why he's at the top right now. And you see the GP coming down. So they're looking to get the initiative. Or they're looking to make it to Dragon first so that they can kind of set up. But you see all these wards come down, all this vision come down. The problem is they don't clear all the vision, right? They don't clear all the wards. So you have a ward coming through, or you have a ward right here inside the Dragon Pit, which I believe Licorice teleports onto in just a second. Yep. And now you have a fight breakout. And the worst, this is when things go hit the fucking fan for CLG. They do all this for the dragon, which they probably should have just gave it up. I would have just gave it up. You have Wiggly barely surviving here. Ruin's going to die for a second time here. You're going to get all three members of CLG's flashes out. Stixay's going to flash. Bifrost is going to flash. Power Vivo has no choice but to flash. 3 flashes here. 1 death. No flashes up on CLG. You still have 2 flashes up on C9's bot lane. And 2 flashes about to come back up on Svenskeren and Niski in the near future. And now they just had to back, which means more plate on this tower. So yeah, he had to teleport here because I think that he thought. I think I can understand why he teleported. I think that he thought that they may potentially try and go for, you know, maybe more plates, or maybe just shove the wave in and just go straight for the tower. But then the problem with you teleporting here is there's no one here. Now they're getting just free damage on this tower down here, and it's gonna play a major factor later, right? This is a beautiful ult from Sneaky, by the way. Beautiful ult. That was just an ult from Gragas just for damage. That's it. just to try and get as much damage down as you can. Not for like CC or anything. Beautiful. It's poor judgment from CLG. But again, I mean, that's what they're used to. I can understand why they did that the way they did. It's what they're used to. It's just it didn't work out because they're not really in a position where they could be doing that. Basically. So now you have things kind of unfurling the way that they naturally would. Now you're beginning to split the map. Okay. They get to a point to where, okay, laning phase is very clearly over. Now we start to talk about resource management. Who's going to get what in terms of minions, experience, gold. Who's going to what lane at what period in time, and you end up with the Karma top and the GP bottom. I don't really have a problem with that sort of a setup. Jeez. Oh man, he was going for that. He was going for that guy. All right, so CLG don't end up getting anything off that, and neither do C9. But you see that CLG had to, the Karma had to come down to help out here, just because shit popped off, and so the Karma had to teleport in, basically, which left Licorice up here to not only push this wave into this tower, but to now also be able to rotate back down. Just to hey, apply some pressure. CLG missed this entire wave here. They missed the entire wave. Niski's getting more damage down on this bottom turret here. And I think really soon in the near future you're gonna see Niski get a solo kill on Ruin here. And I wasn't even sure exactly how that happened, but it did. I was actually very, very surprised that it happened that way. And Wiggly's down here to do. You're not gonna do anything versus. Man, his flash is back up. Nothing's gonna happen here. You don't even have R. Why are you here? I've yet to see Bifrost use his R yet. Especially not even in an effective manner. And hell, maybe he hasn't even really had any opportunities to use his R. I mean, it's always possible. Alright, so C9 still has the map split up. Still have Karma top, GP bot. Looks like Niski's probably going to push up and get this tower here. He's going to clear that ward there. And I believe this is when things go bad. Because this is when Ruin comes back into the lane. Now he has no vision here in the river. I want to say Niski's going to eventually clear that ward, but he doesn't. Ruin doesn't know where Niski is, right? So he comes over here to possibly come get some vision. I just think that this happened because I don't think that Ruin is familiar with the kill threat of a Kiana. I think that's what that boils down to at the end of the day. Yeah, I don't think that he's familiar with the kill threat there. And so he ends up underestimating the Kiana, and he pays for it. I think that's all that happened there. But Niski obviously fully knew what Kiana was capable of, and notices the opportunity and goes for it. And this causes a problem because now you have Windrake coming back up. You have a dead Gangplank, and you're under pressure. Like, what can you do right now? Nothing. So this Drake is free for Cloud9. Uncontested. And this is usually the position that I think CLG's used to be in by this point. They used to be in the front, or in the control booth. And they used to be in the position where they're kind of controlling things. And kills him. Free easy money. Control, tempo, etc., etc. And something, a continuing theme you'll notice here is that Cloud9, they'll continue to push out waves and then immediately rotate over towards mid. They do it over and over and over again. And they do it continually to pressure these here towers so that they can eventually break them and take them down. Because these are the most important points in the map, because when these towers go down, they open up. All of this is no longer CLG territory. This then becomes very openly contested territory for whoever has access to it. C9 gets access to it. CLG still has access to it, but not to the same degree as they did before. And so now you have points on the map where you had the bulk of your experience in gold, especially for your jungler, is now being very highly contested. And you'll see that play a major factor later. It's going to play a major factor. So you see him doing it again. He's pushing up. They're pushing up the waves continually. And they're going to continue to rotate over. So he needs to come back up. He needs to come back up, and they need to make sure the wave crashes onto the tower. So they go for a play here. This was not bad. This was about the best that they were going to get. So I think since Garen went for that, he was expecting to get the off on the Wiggly, but it didn't work out that way because Wiggly ended up using Zhonya's and then got ate by or swallowed by the Bifrost, by the Tom Kench. I'm a little tired, y'all. Just bear with me. Niski ends up getting some kind of a kill off on this Sejuani back here. I don't even know what the fuck he came from. It was beautiful though. He rotated before the Karma could even fucking blink. And you see this over and over again. Niski and Licorice are able to rotate back mid before Power Vivo and Rune can, because of how much pressure and priority they gain just by being as strong as they are at this point in the game. Now, they're beginning to get more and more access inside of CLG's jungle, and they're able to just strangle them out. Pressure, 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 more pressure. So we can fast forward a bit because I don't think anything's going to really happen at this point. Yeah, so that happened the way it did. Okay. Now we're back at it. So the next major objective is going to be Baron, obviously. So C9's primary objective right now is to get this tower down. That's what they're looking to do. So they already started placing some vision up here, and C9's very good at not only ward placement, but also just placing vision in general. Like they probably place more vision than most teams. I mean, I haven't looked at the stats, but they place a lot of fucking vision, especially around major objectives. So Liquor's just headed to push this out again, which is gonna draw this GP back over to this tower. So they're just holding out until he can gain that pressure there. You see Niski just kind of hovering over here. He's gonna stop this before it's able to even get anywhere. Cleared immediately. So these minions are gonna crash on this tower here, which means that Power Vivo has to come up here and catch this. Which means Niski gets to roam again. It's all perfect timing because now that he gets to roam over, and they can see him coming down because they have a pink right there in that brush. He goes to clear it. This means free tower. Again, now you see Licorice being able to roam back over because he just pushed up the wave. And it's getting to a point where it would have crashed. And now they try and catch out Licorice here, but it was just It wasn't the best timing, and then he still had summoners up, right? This is not good. Look at how much damage he just dealt. He just took him from full HP to like, what is that, like 35% HP? And because they went for that, now they get more damage on this tower. I wouldn't even be surprised if this tower, oh no, it's not going to go down. Okay. Just pressuring, man. This tower's going to hit. I mean, this wave's going to crash on this tower. Again. Or it would have. It would have. He went up to immediately. Oh, now he's going to get the tower here. He was just waiting on the wave to hit the tower. I didn't even see how low it was. Just continuous pressure over and over and over again. Now Licorice gets free autos, free hits onto this tower down here. Forces Gangplank to come back over. This wave is also going to hit. Going to crash onto the tower. Means free Mountain Drake. This is just beautiful wave manipulation. On top of that early pressure that Svenskeren was able to garner for his team. And a lot of it was CLG's inability to be able to match that early pacing from Svenskeren. Because again, I mean, I'll make the point again, Wiggly's job the entire early game was to match this Svenskeren, just to track him. Not to fight, just to track him, just to know where he was. As often as you could. But what ended up happening was Svenskeren just outmaneuvered him. Knew where he was, generally. And that puts CLG in a very compromising position. And I'm just like, this shit's beautiful, man. I love beautiful shit like this. I love when a team's able to play a map like this, you know. Oh man, if he would have went like a few more steps, they would have just fucking dunked on his ass. Again with the pressure game. Here we go. Licorice back at it again, but teleport, pressing on this bottom turret here, forcing the GP to come bot. GP has teleport and flash still up, but it's not really about that. It's just about the pressure. He's able to outpressure this GP. Because I'm not even sure if... Well, it's not even the point. It's not even the point. So C9 wants to get vision over here, but they can't, obviously, right? Because they don't know where anybody is, and they don't want to just walk blindly into a trap. So, and they still want to take this tower here. C9, I mean, CLG knows that they want to take this tower. C9 wants to get control of this brush in this area. They don't need control down here. That's, you know, they want control of this here area, and they want this tower. They take this tower. They pretty much, the game's over. You know, when you see these two towers go down, I think in this current meta, the game's just over at that point. Like, unless the team just makes a ridiculous amount of mistakes, which you do see happen often, right? But you could almost come to a point where you say, like, man, the chances of them like winning this game after those two towers go down is just like, it's almost dead, man. Again, rinse and repeat, doing the same things. Now you have C9's able to just take all of CLG's camps. They're just able to walk in the jungle, take their camps. Licorice just took his Grump. Sneaky's taking his blue buff. Licorice is probably going to walk up and try to take his wolves here. Yep. Well, you still have a level 12 Sejuani here. Because of this. Because of how hard C9 has been pressuring CLG. And most directly within their jungle. And then when you talk about you have resource management, it's like, I'm not about to give my Sejuani any solo experience. I'm not about to, you know, nah. It's like, you're level 12, it's like, shit. You're shit out of luck. And why this is going to matter is because you have to remember, Wiggly's, Sejuani is level 12, and so is Gragas. But Gragas still has camps, man. These camps take time to respond. These camps are still up. They take this tower. They can just take this tower and back out. And then Gragas gets to go and clear his camps after they back out. And this matters because now you have a level 13 Gragas versus the level 12 Sejuani. And it's very subtle things, like really small things, right? But this shit matters at the end of the day. This guy still pressuring about, like, man, it's relentless. It's like, this tower's gonna go down. I'm taking this fucking tower. And that tower's gonna go down too. So there's nothing you're gonna be able to do about it. Wave. It's gonna hit. He's gonna go back up maybe and clear it. I was thinking he's gonna clear. Oh, he's gonna clear this man's wraiths. So while they're here, right, he's taking out his wraith shit. This is golden experience, man. This is how you drown an enemy out, because you have so much access. What did he leave, like 1 minion up or something? I'm so curious to see. Oh, yep, he left 1 minion up. What an asshole. I guess at least he gets a Krugs. I don't even know if that matters, man. Oh, he teleported in here. So they're definitely gonna get this Tahm Kench here. This Tahm Kench with no flash. Sejuani has flash here. Still gonna die. With Sejuani being dead here, this guarantees Baron. Despite the fact that CLG actually had a good amount of vision here. Let's go back. How the fuck did this happen? Wait a second. Alright. So Sneaky's teleporting in. Just cleared mid. You're looking to put some vision down. Okay, you don't know that they're over here? So this, now that you don't, remember, this is now all contested. You can't afford to go this far up. You just can't. Wait, what? Why would he R right there? Well, wouldn't you just walk? Oh, he's seen the teleport. I can't remember what stops Tahm Kench from fucking R'ing. Is it damage? I think it's damage, right? It can be canceled by damage, or is it CC? I have to find out. Taking damage or canceling the channel interrupts abyssal voice. So he took damage from the Krugs before C9 was even able to get there. Maybe just, why not just run down? Why not just run down? Eat the Sejuani and R out. You run down to a brush, eat the Sejuani and R out. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck CLG was doing. I mean, I do know what they were doing here. They were trying to get vision. But it's like, at this point, bro, the best you can do is just try and farm. I don't know. Like, after I seen like the first and second towers go down mid, I was just like, the game's over. It's probably over before that, but like after I seen those go down, I was just like, bro, this shit is done. It's over. You've lost. Now you're just about to see C9 go back to base, come back up, continue to split the map. But something that I noticed here when I first watched the game, I seen that this was all timed kind of beautifully, right? They set the wave up here so that by the third wave, so this is the second wave, by the third wave, it's gonna hit this tower and it's gonna be a massive wave. So they're gonna be able to take these two bottom towers and then this is gonna crash. No, it's not by the third wave. I'm stupid. It's gonna crash before the third wave. It's still it's still a pretty big wave. At least definitely enough for them to take that tower. By the time they finish with these, there'll still be a massive wave sitting at that top tower. You just get to walk over and take it. There's absolutely nothing CLG can do about it. Because I'm pretty sure at this point, like, look at this, man. This guy just hit level 13, and he's level 17. Major difference. He is a monster. Now, remember, just imagine if Wiggly went top and ganked that early when he could have smited that red buff and went top and ganked this guy and definitely killed him. If someone can make a better fucking case, oh my god, make the case, because I vehemently disagree. I think that was the most optimal play to be made there, and this may not happen. I'm not saying it was inevitable, but it's possible it's not this bad. And this is one of the primary reasons that this game, like, well, definitely it's Finn Scaring. Don't want to discredit that, but like how much pressure Licorice was actually drawing, and how much he was actually able to mitigate a lot of that pressure. Like, it's just like, fuck, man. What do you do against that? Like, what do you do against that? That inevitability. Shit, I said that. Dude, my words are so fucking. Oh my god, he just dealt so much damage to the tower with one auto attack. Just damages, man. This game just is over. You fight, you lose. You don't fight, you lose. What do? Guess you have to fight to find out. They're gonna have to fight, right? Nope, never mind. Yeah, they're not gonna fight. They're just gonna lose, and the game's over anyway. Well, I guess they do end up fighting, and it doesn't even matter. GG's. This is a good game. This is a good display from C9. I think the CLG didn't get to really show how good they can be. But I think C9, man, it just shows like they practiced this stuff. This is something they've drilled over and over and over again, and they perfected it. They perfected their own sort of a play style, this aggressive nature that has play style, and they do it better than anybody else. And they have the best players put in place for it. Not the best players. Let me not say that. I'm not go that far, but I like how they play. I like how they draft. I like the whole everything. I think CLG can do a lot better. I think they showed a lot better in the Clutch series, not so much in this series, because even though they won that one game, I still don't believe that one game, or that it was evident that they played well in that game necessarily. I think it was just C9 not doing as well as they probably should have in that game. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. I could have spoke a little bit more. I'm tired, but I was also actually enjoying the game at the same time. That was a few moments I was just like bugged the fuck. I was like, what the fuck is actually happening? But all in all, it was a good game. Good series. It's a good series. And I already knew that half of this shit was gonna happen, because when you in this current meta, when you pair aggressive versus reactive, aggressive just wins 9 times out of 10. Especially if it's calculated aggression. And I don't even consider what CLG was doing was reactive, man. Like, I don't even know what the fuck to call it shit. It was just like they laid the fuck over and just took it. That's it. Anyway, that's pretty much going to be the end of this. I'm going to come back with a VOD review of Game 2, Game 3, and Game 4. Little commentary, if you want to call it. And again, those other series that I spoke about at the beginning of the video, that I'm also gonna do a VOD review on, and a VOD review on, and you can catch that whenever it comes. I'm probably gonna like post it on like YouTube, Reddit, wherever the fuck else I feel like posting. I don't know. That's pretty much it. Thanks, folks, for watching. If you liked it, press like, subscribe, the whole everything. Hit me up on Twitter. I don't really care. If you didn't like it, dislike it, fuck you. everything else in the book. I had fun. I hope you did too. I hope you learned something. I learned a few things in this that I didn't see before that I see now, but for the most part, it was kind of like what I expected. That's pretty much gonna be it from me. See you guys next time.